Welcome back after the break. You join us here in the heart of the action at Hockenheime. Rob Woolwich, it was your first race for Lotus Cup Europe, and it was a fantastic race for you. You managed to keep in the mix all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. First race in Europe, done a few in the UK, but really wanted the adventure of getting out into Europe, and it's really delivered.
And obviously racing at Hockenheime is a legendary circuit and full of excitement and difficult turns. How was it driving for you, first experience?
Oh, real eye-opener first time round, really quick, real feeling of atmosphere as you come into the stadium. Great place, love to come back.
It's very difficult to learn first off. I had a bit of problem on Thursday on the practice, struggled not having enough time on circuit, but then as soon as the green light went, we was racing. So
as the cars take to the track for the second time this weekend here at Hockenheime, of course it's race 2. Now a slightly different lineup as John Walker sits this one out for Lee Cunningham to have his seat. So it's certainly all to play for. That first corner proved very tricky, so let's see if it does so again in race 2.
Standing start, of course, for race 2, the grid the same as race 1, so the marshal sprints across the back of the track with the green flag, so the red lights are on, out they go, and we're racing once more in Hockenheime, and it's a good start again from Gregory Rass, but this time Lee Cunningham taking over at the wheel of the number 7 car has got the jump into turn 1, and it's Cunningham who takes the initial advantage. We look back at Gregory Rass now. Can Cunningham break away from the rest of the field? Meanwhile, the remainder of the pack heading on towards the first turn, all being sure to avoid damage as now Rass looks to the inside of Cunningham, trying to challenge in the Evora. In his early stages, doing what he did in race 1, which is get out front early on and then break clear of the rest of the field. Caught the glimpse of Steve Williams in the Evora, looking to pick his way through some of the production runners. Oh, and somebody having a little bit of a spin further back down the pack. Couldn't quite catch the number. Lots of runoff on that section of the circuit, so he should recover. Lee Cunningham picks out the throttle coming out of the hairpin, just runs over the curbs and onward back towards the first of the infield sections on the return trip to the pit straight. Starting with fast right hand flick, then a left hang kink. Got a break and then really attack the curves, but not too much now that they've got a sausage curb in place, and then just get the power down as early as you dare. Also looking to make some ground is the car of Nicolas Ferrer. So Ferrer showing strongly early on, but battle for the lead is looking very nice as Lee Cunningham, being taken over from John Walker for this race, doing what he can to keep Gregory Rass at bay. It's a 30 minutes or so. The extent to which he'll be able to prevail through to the checker flag remains to be seen, but all good thus far during the course of the first lap. And Lee, an experienced racer in all manner of GT cars, also race winner in the Atom Cup, of course, so he knows how to drive these powerful Lotus XE V6 Cup Rs, but more importantly he also just knows how to keep a tight, clean, defensive race and make Gregory Rass do all the hard work. Gigantic pack streaking into the second lap of the race. Another place gained for Nicolas Ferrer in the production class. It's John Rass who leads again. He's breaking clear as Steve Williams eases past Jason McAnulty. McAnulty falling to the clutch of Marcus Nikovic as well, and they've got the sky blue production class car of James Knight also bearing down on their tail. Gregory Rass meanwhile looking to the inside. Lee Cunningham into turn. I think he may have just snuck through then. Cunningham looks to get the power down nice and early, moves up through the gears, and in fact Cunningham has reclaimed the advantage on the switchback. Close to competitive racing in the early stages here at Hockenheime, and as Cunningham and Rass battle, you just got to wonder, will this bring Nicola Gibson into the mix and make it a three-way tussle for the lead? Because it's often the case when cars battle that others get involved. Meanwhile, a problem for Jean-Baptiste Loup, and the 211 sadly looking like it's not going to go much further as Gregory Rass challenges for the lead into the stadium section and has found a way through. Now what has Lee Cunningham, if anything, got by way of a retaliation? That's the question as they head through the hairpin, and on through the left-hand kick. The camber really changes through that left and right-hand section. You don't quite get a sense of it from television pictures, but occasionally when you've got motorbike racing here at Hockenheime, they set the camera low there and you can see the loads on the suspension with that very quick change of direction. Meanwhile, in the production class, we have got battles throughout the field as Kees First Lois comes under a little bit of pressure from Dennis van den Sarvel, and Rob Woolridge is sitting there keeping a watching brief as well. You can see why the Lotus Cup Europe is such a popular category. You just have so many cars enter. Nicholas Walker looks to the inside of Anthony Fournier. Fournier, of course, to the head of the 211 class this time around. There is Janos Santa, who you really feel should be in the red and white car rather than the yellow and black one. As Lee Cunningham is now under threat for that second place from Nicolas Gibson. They go past the car of Jean-Baptiste Loup being towed along the edge of the circuit, and Lee Cunningham agonising wait for the green flag, and now he can re-challenge and move back past Nicolas Gibson, which he does to good effect. But the pair of them battling, you can see that Xavier Georges is joining in as well. Xavier, who'd like to get himself onto the podium. Headlights are flashing from Nicolas Gibson as over the rumble strip a little bit onto the AstroTurf for Gregory Rass. And it's probably just worth reminding everybody that actually FIA series, they are allowed to have all four wheels on occasion over the white line. It's not quite the same as British motorsport where you get penalised with just the two wheels. You can get away with four wheels on occasion. So that's why we're seeing some of the cars running out quite wide with impunity. Meanwhile, Kees First Lois is challenged by Rob Woolridge. Woolridge looks to make the move. You just caught a glimpse there of the elevated curve to the inside, and that means that First Lois able to take advantage of maybe some slight hesitation on the part of Woolridge. So now that he's in the lead of the race, Gregory Rass is just beginning to ease clear of the train of Exige V6 cars behind. And while Nathalie Genu-Prache is still in the thick of the action, and she has got Benoit Rogier once more in pursuit. A pair of them were pretty much interlocked throughout the entirety of race one, and that's continued on into the second race of the weekend. They're about to be reeled in by Steve Williams, and Williams has brought with him for company Thomas Wiesin, who seems to have been in the thick of the action all weekend. So on through the back traverse of the circuit to the hairpin for that strap. Meanwhile, the fight for second well and truly alive, and again Lee Cunningham maybe just off the optimal racing line, I would venture, through the right-hander, but he gathers it up quite nicely. Nicolas Gibson a little bit more conservative possibly in third, and that means that Xavier Georges is able to join in. Of course, we'll have to think about traffic in the not too distant future. Meanwhile, Joseph McAnulty, James Knight and Marcus Nikovic do battle in their production class cars. James, of course, formerly a race winner in the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. Jason McAnulty, another driver who has raced very successfully in that class of racing before making the transition to Pan-European motorsport, where championship like Lotus Cup Europe gets raced on some of Europe's premier circuits and at some very prestigious meetings. Meanwhile, out front, Gregory Rass leads the way and beginning to build quite a nice buffer. In fifth place, Jeremy Lorenko, under no particular pressure from Nicholas Walker. It's mainly because Walker's got a little bit of pressure just beginning to be exerted onto him as well. Thierry Edouard trying to join in to the production class battle. He's just looking to pick his way past one of the Lee's Cup-Rs ahead of him as into the hairpin, and Lee Cunningham wiggles on the brakes. Nicolas Gibson may well get the switch back here. Cunningham could just get the sense that the car wasn't quite as he wanted it to be as he was braking, just squirming and moving more than he would have liked it to, and that is advantage Ibsen. So Nicolas Gibson then up into second position. Xavier Georges in fourth place, now taking his turn to try and chase down Lee Cunningham. They're about half race distance here, as Nathalie Genu-Prache is in the mix with Nicolas Ferrer. Ferrer sets off in pursuit of Benoit Rogier. down the lengthy back straight. Meanwhile, James Knight looking to ease to the inside of Jason McAnulty into the hairpin and runs out the road a little bit in the sky blue car. Knight should rejoin, but he's going to lose a couple of places as a result. And I think crucially with that hairpin, you come onto such a long straight that you need to carry as much momentum and exit speed as possible. If you don't do that, then you can arrive into a whole world of no fun at all. But fortunately, it seems to carry the momentum as Markus Nikovic now looks to apply the pressure as well. So on towards the more traditional stadium section for that group of cars as the race leaders head through turn 1. Out to embark on another lap there is Nicholas Walker. He's got, I think, Philippe Luke just in behind him. So we're almost at half race distance in the second race of the weekend, Lotus Cup Europe in Hockenheime. Join us after the break as the action continues.